Why is it you think he is such a perfect fit for Liverpool?
I think he's excellent for how Arne Slot plays. He's fearless in the tackle, explosive runs down the flank, and he's got a real undeniable passion for the game. He quickly established himself as Cherry's main left back. And I think that was shaped on part by the experiences within his career up to that point, because he's played for a few clubs. But as a Liverpool fan, all you want is a player that will put in 110% each and every match day. And you'll never see less than an 8 out of 10 performance from him. I think he's really physical, he's quick, he bursts up the wing. He's getting better with his numbers in terms of assists, and also scoring goals as well. And I just think he'll fit in perfectly with the system. I think arguably he'll have to do less defending at Liverpool than he had to do for us, because with the way that Iraola plays, the focus is always on getting the full backs up the pitch as much as you can. And whilst Milos will do that for you, I think because of your ball retention up the top of the pitch, there'll be less need for him to bust a gut and get back and rescue himself. But he's really matured as a player. Even in the 2 seasons that we've had him, I've seen him just put in some really good performances. And last season was a really big season for him for sure.
Yeah, you talk in the video that again I would encourage everyone to watch, and we've linked to it on our Twitter, so it won't be sort of hard to find. But you talk a lot about the somebody comes in and the fact that maybe got overshadowed a little bit because there was big names coming in. I mean, when you sign a Clive, that's always sort of going to be big news. But it was a busy summer for you guys, and maybe he didn't went under the radar a little bit compared to some of the others, but obviously he's hugely impressed. And when was it, if you can remember, that you realised that you did have a real player?
I think it was probably about 10 or 11 games into our first season under Iraola. I think he did have a tough start to life in the Premier League, but that also coincided with Bournemouth not winning a game for ages. And
Yeah.
Iraola's name was being linked with Sky Bet for next manager to be sacked, etc. And the whole team weren't playing well. I mean, we had to move on from this very pragmatic and purposeful style under Gary O'Neill. We then signed a load of players that many of us had never even heard of, and like Iraola was tasked with the job of trying to piece that all together. So it did take a while to bed in, but once it did, Milos, he completely understood it, and his footballing style, it really quickly matured. He became first name on the team sheet in not too long at all. And I think Iraola's style, it's been sort of it's been expressed in the press as being chaotic but also organized as well, with a high press. And Milos is one of the players as a fullback who's expected to get up. He needs us to underlap, to overlap, and he's also encouraged to run with the ball as well, hit the channels with a long pass as well, a varied style. And I think because of the versatility that Iraola wants from his players, I think he's a jack of all trades, but he's very good at all of his trades as well, which means that for a more refined style of play that Arne Slot's got, I think he'll absolutely fit in. Certainly, it would like certainly well. So yeah, it was a tough start for him, but even through those moments of not winning games, you could see that he was a world class player waiting to happen. And I think the way that we equaled our best ever points tally in Iraola's first season, and then in our last season got new club records in terms of Premier League points and equaling our best ever finish in ninth. I think yeah, Milos was a huge part of that for sure.
Going forward, if we focus sort of on the ball, a lot of people will remember his fantastic goal against Newcastle. And I think when you don't support the team, when you're just sort of watching highlights and match of the day and or goals on social media, those are the things that are eye catching. But for me, it's his quality of his delivery that I'm looking forward to the most, because listen, that goal against Newcastle was fantastic, but you can't expect a player to be doing that every week. Whereas I think what we can expect from what I've seen more often than not is that quality ball into the back post area, and he really whips it in a kind of an Andy Robertson style, really. And it's interesting, he's talked about in his interview today about Andy Robertson being a player he liked and admired. I think I can see that in his game. And for the Liverpool forwards who like to occupy that area, I think they're going to really enjoy playing with him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things with Milos, I think his assist numbers would probably be better if it was the fact that he was playing for Evan Nilsson, our striker, for longer, because in his first season it was Dom Solanke. Of course, Dom got sold to Spurs, and it took a while for Evan Nilsson to bed in. But as the season went on, he was scoring more goals, and Milos Kerkez was a huge part of that. So if I could point sort of Liverpool fans to a couple of highlights reels that will demonstrate what Milos can do. When we beat Manchester City at home 2-1, Milos got 2 assists in that. His first was a really it was an assist where he ran to the byline, really physical, and then his second assist was on the touchline, whipped in a ball, like you say, this time at the near post, and you could see that kind of relationship that they had, blossomed as time went on. And then again, if I could just point to another little moment, if you get the chance to see our 2-2 draw at Spurs, we should have won that game. The first goal that we scored in that, it was all Milos. I know that Marcus Tavernier scored it, but the ball is played by Spurs into a deep area. Milos then he cuts it out, runs 45 yards up the pitch at full pace, and then he whips in a perler of a left-footed cross onto the foot of Marcus Tavernier, who scores it. And he's absolutely brilliant. He's shown a lot of adaptability. Like I say, like Iraola's style is a little bit sort of unpredictable, but I think the fact that he's molded so well into the style that Iraola puts in place means that players like him, they've been willing to fit the mold, and it's no wonder that Liverpool are interested, because whatever Arne Slot wants, he will do, and he'll do it really well.
I hope you're enjoying this free show at the moment. Loads of excellent, exciting stuff on the Anfield app. If you want to be part of the whole thing, you can download the Anfield app and go from there. Or you can subscribe via the YouTube membership as well for video-only content and other bits and pieces. We love doing these shows. We love that you watch them. So come, be part of the journey with us.